Good morning. Yes, it's very nearly 7:10. Great to have your company. A Tuesday morning, Ben and Ian here until 9 o'clock when Alex Lester is looking after Sadie's programme. I wonder if you are a lover of tech at Christmas. Maybe you've had your eye on the latest smartwatch, or your home is becoming ever more futuristic with its smart devices connecting everything. You can do your heating, can't you, remotely, and your music playlists, all at the touch of a button. Well, have a listen to this involving an Amazon Ring security camera. It's audio of a hacker attempting to speak to a little girl sat watching the TV at a home in America. Now, you'll hear a muffled voice in this as well. That's her dad, who comes into the room and hears what's happening.
What you watching? I've seen that show before. What season you on? You hungry?
What? Who was that?
Hello. This is Ring.
Who is this?
Scary stuff, but there have been several reports of this happening in the US. Ring say they take the security of their customers seriously, but urge them to use good password hygiene. The global smart home market is forecast to reach a value of more than 53 billion US dollars by 2022. Do you have a smart device in your home? Do you swear by it? What do you use it for? Let us know. Should we worry about them being hacked, though? Stacie Hoffmann is a cybersecurity expert at Oxford Information Labs and joins us now. Good morning to you, Stacie.
Good morning.
A lot of reports of this sort of thing happening over in the US. Are you surprised by that?
Not really. I mean, I think that many of us that work in this area know that things are very, very vulnerable to being hacked, and some of them don't have great security, although I'm sure that Amazon has put their due diligence in this space.
Now, obviously, a lot of people will be buying these things for Christmas, Stacie. Should we be concerned?
I think we should. I think what we should do as consumers is really be aware of what we're purchasing and the types of security features that it has. So I think there's a few things that we do. If we look just at the passwords for a second, passwords shouldn't be hard-coded, so we should be able to change those passwords, and we should do that as soon as we set up the device. They should be strong, and we should not reuse those passwords either. The National Cybersecurity Centre in the UK gives advice for passwords, and right now they're saying, think 3 random words. So it's much easier to remember 3 random words in a long string than it is a really random password with symbols and things like that.
So that's the advice at the moment. So any 3 words you like, and away you go, and that's your password. The problem is, Stacie, if we have that for sort of lots of different devices and lots of different, emails and that sort of thing, is keeping track of it all.
It is indeed. It can be difficult. There are password managers out there. If you're so inclined to use one, it's an online service that keep your passwords secure. That could help. You could also keep your passwords in a very secure location offline if you need to reference that. But I think the idea behind those think 3 random words is that they're easier to remember. I know that since I've changed my approach, that I've found that to be the case for sure. There's also two-factor authentication that we can use so that it actually takes 2 steps to log into a system. I mean, this might not be ideal for everybody, but it does mean that it makes it that much harder for somebody to hack into a system.
So just to be clear here, I mean, at the moment, if something is hacked or hackable, like a security camera, it is possible that somebody could access that camera and watch it and see it and engage with it?
Absolutely. And I mean, that would go with if you have, a connected door lock or a home management like a Nest or something like that. These things are connected to the internet, which means that they can be accessed by somebody that maybe is not authorized to do so. Another good thing to look at when you are purchasing these items is, are they updatable? Is the company going to support them with software updates? Because what we'll find is if there's a bug or a vulnerability, that update can then fix that issue. Whereas if they're not supported by that company, then your device will be bugged and much easier to hack.
Is it? I mean, there's obviously a range of prices, aren't there, when you go for these devices. I mean, is it better to spend a little bit more sometimes because of this, or actually can you still get a good deal or get a good bargain one of these and still be protected?
I would say it's definitely worth paying more for security. If there's a cheaper device with the same security features, by all means, there's no reason why you should pay more for the same thing. But if it comes down to whether or not you can manage your own passwords, the device is updated, things like that, then you absolutely should be paying a bit more.
And despite all, one or two fears, Stacie, the number and the volume at which these are being sold, when we consider none of us really had them in our homes 5 years ago, is mind-boggling, isn't it?
It is. I can't remember how many billions of devices are projected to be in our homes in the next 10 years. But that's a real concern. We're connecting more and more things to the internet. These things are more and more interdependent on each other. And it will be much easier to kind of cause not only minor inconveniences, but some really serious problems for consumers if they are hacked.
Wow, it's something for us all to think about. Great advice, Stacie. Thank you very much for it. Stacie Hoffmann, a cyber security expert at Oxford Information Labs, with some tips on what to look out for when you're buying one of these, and obviously important to get them set up correctly and get that password changed into something that is not going to be easily hackable.